in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, the High Court in Malindi is this afternoon expected to make a ruling in a petition challenging the election of Lamu Governor Fahim Twaha of the Jubilee Party. The petition was filed by former Governor Abdullahi Issa Timami, who lost in the August 2017 general election.
Of ANC party, who testified that he saw many voters being turned away from the polling station, but did not give the name of any of them, or even those from the list given by the petitioner at paragraph 10 of his petition in his evidence. In fact, when most of the witnesses were put under cross-examination, it clearly came out that their sole purpose was to achieve obtaining an order. And they kept saying that the answer to this, to confirm they were registered, lay in the ballot boxes. It's also worth noting that it's not for the first respondent or any of the respondents to provide such information or evidence, as there was no basis for them to do so. It was the petitioner's case, and the reaction elicited from the first respondent was that all persons who are registered voters and turned up at respective polling stations voted. In fact, a number of witnesses during cross-examination and from the record of Forms 37 is attached to the affidavit of the second respondent confirmed or showed that the voting took place and the majority of voters voted. The remarks column on the polling station diaries indicated no remarks to the effect that there were any voters who were turned away without voting or that the Kim's Kit device failed. In view of the foregoing, this court finds that the evidence of the petitioner and the witnesses who are listed failed to show that there was failure for registered voters to vote or to meet, and neither did they meet the required standard of proof with regard to failure of registered voters to vote, failure of the Kim's Kit to identify voters, and transfer of voters or appearance at polling stations, or that they were denied to vote. And as regards to the evidence of an authorized transfer of voters, the law under Section 7 of the Election Act required that one notifies the Commission in a prescribed manner within 90 days before the date of general election of the intention to transfer to another polling station. Regulation 14, Sub-Regulation 2B of the election regulations provides for the procedure, and the same ought to be made in Form C. What this means is that a party complaining should state that he or she was registered in a particular area, inspected the register, then applied for change and produced Form C thereof in order to elicit a response from the first respondent. And the witnesses who saw affidavit and testified with this regard neither produced such form nor stated that they ever inspected the register to confirm their registration, and neither was it shown that they applied for the Form C, which they said was left with the first respondent. Did they show that they had applied for the same and they had been denied the same by the second respondent? The first respondent's response to this application, this allegation was based on this regulation. And even PW 86, Mohammed Hassan Ali, who was contesting for the position of MCA, produced a letter dated 11th July 2017 addressed to the chairman of the first respondent, in which he was alleging that he was a registered voter.
More details of the same to follow that.